up, guys? We are live. 7 seconds in. I brought out the guitar in case I don't have anything to talk about. Safety measure. So how y'all doing? See Mama Z's in here. Samson Farms is in here. 𝙎𝙊𝘾𝙄𝙊𝙄 Forge and Farm is in here. Let me turn you down on my phone. No, I don't need to hear myself. Hello, hello. Hey, Thomas Farm, how are you? Sing some Rodney Carrington. I like Rodney Carrington. Whether or not I'm appropriate to sing his songs, I don't know. I could try to learn Dear Penis, but it's not necessarily on my menu. Hi, Simply Jan. TNS Dragonflies. I don't know whether I should be playing and singing tonight. I'm just brought this out just in case I had nothing to talk about. I'm hoping Donald will hop on too. Donald usually hops in as Mason Dixon Compost, so he may hop on. We'll see. Fermented Homestead, hey! I feel like I haven't hung out with you much this week. It's had me off. Let's not try to play that one. Hi, even the Sparrow Homestead. Naturally MC, hello, hello. I'm pretty wired tonight. It's my Friday. Tomorrow Donald has off, so I have off from my business. Saturday is our Sunday. I actually love working in the office on Sundays because nobody calls me. So I'm excited about the next 3 days, to be honest. I was up late last night watching Two Families live and all that shenanigans. But I was dead tired because I had to get up at 6. I was up to midnight watching that. Had all kinds of meetings today, and now I'm ready to sleep in tomorrow. Hey, Tinker's wife. Papa Z, hello. I was thinking I need to learn how to do that multi-screen thing that Two Families does. Because what I'd love to do is bring up 𝙎𝙊𝘾𝙄𝙊𝙄. Denny from 𝙎𝙊𝘾𝙄𝙊𝙄 Forge and Farm is a phenomenal guitar player. And I would love to just get him on here and just rock it out a little bit. But he plays a whole different style than I do because I don't really know what I'm doing, but I pretend style. And then he plays like badass style. So it's not really conducive. Everybody can hear me okay, right? I know it would, wouldn't it? Tell Denny, if you guys go to HOA, which I think you are because we got the wedding that we're all going to be part of at HOA, to bring his guitar. And then we can start a band. We'll call it the Homesteaders. Hey, J-Love. How is everybody's day going, being only Thursday? Little Garden Big Dreams, hello, hello from Australia. Into sleep after 2, yeah. Yeah, I wanted to stay up longer, but I think right around the hour mark of their live is when I went to bed. And there wasn't much that happened afterwards. So, hey, in your yard. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Denny is a blacksmith at 𝙒𝘋𝙔𝙎 Forge and Farm. Denny and Kat are that homestead channel. You'll see they're a moderator on here, but he plays in a metal band. He plays phenomenal guitar. He makes beautiful knives. I mean, axes and knives that they forge in the basement. And then Kat, of course, is the other half of that channel, and she does like photography and stuff. Hey, Sunny's Place. I recognize you from the Two Family live tonight, where my channel got judged, which I feel like I did pretty good. He did have some points that I can improve upon, and I hit my 300 mark, guys. I've been doing this since October. 300. That's awesome. It's like 100 a month, right? What month is it? We'll say it's 100 a month. That's not too bad. Not too shabby. Does that mean I should get 1,000 this year? If I keep that? Yeah. Maybe. We'll see. Denny will get along with everybody. Denny is a goober. Thanks. I blame Two Family for the 300. I was at like 293, I want to say, before that live, and then they had me on the judging. Your channel getting judged is basically Two Family. You can enter in your channel to get looked at on their Thursday night lives, which are at 5 p.m. Eastern, and they'll look through your videos and your playlists and your channel banner, and then give suggestions on how you could improve it. And like some of the suggestions on mine were some of the pictures were dark from my lives, but like I don't have overhead lighting in the living room, so I got these two lamps. This is as bright as it's going to get unless I put a spotlight on my face. And then the text on my logo on the thumbnails was small, but that's something I'm going to be okay with, because my goal there, because I do marketing for a living, is brand recognition. So the more, even just the outline of that logo is seen, the more mentally wise it will be recognized. And then he said my banner wouldn't reduce well on mobile, but I tested it on mobile and it does fine. So it was very minor. Yeah, I might update the live thumbnails so they're not so dark. 300K would be nice, but it's just 300. Thomas Farm. I would take 300K. Cheap lighting kit on Amazon. I don't know that y'all need to see more of this, to be honest. I'm already paranoid about being on a live. So, like I said in the chat, someone was like, why don't you have your picture on your banner? I'm like, because I'm chubby. And nobody needs to see that. That's pretty much what it was. Yeah, I thought my banner was fine. I checked it on my phone when I started. It was funny. I actually only submitted to be judged like 15 minutes before he did the wheel spin again, and I got hit immediately. So that was convenient for me, but Mary Carter, hello. Brian Taltos, hello. Are you back home? Or are you still in Nashville, Orion? So I know you had a long drive back to Mississippi. Still have a little bit of a linger cough, but feeling great. I think the flu's gone. Yeah, Donald and I actually want to do a giveaway for the 250, and then we hit 300 so quick. I'm like, all right, well, I'm still going to do it. Can I play Stairway? I used to be able to play Stairway. I have not done it in years. So I can play a mix of songs. Like I play live here locally quite a bit, and I play like some Johnny Cash, some Green Day, some Stained. So I can play a couple songs for you guys at some point if we run out of things to say. This is like my backup. Yeah, I gotta think of a gift for the 250. Donald was like, "You should just give away $100." I'm like, maybe that would be for something bigger than 250. So we're thinking of something to do as a giveaway for 250. Yes, the trailer was another thing that I didn't have. And I haven't done a trailer yet because it's like butt cold out right now and everything's ugly. So I'm going to wait until things are pretty and then I'll create a trailer. Sauerkraut. Oh, we got some sauerkraut making going on. I love some kraut. Did you do, it was Stringfield Family Farm, I think, that did a sauerkraut video recently, but it was, I forget what seed she put in there. Carol, no, not Carol. Seed giveaway I could do. We're actually going to do our seed order tomorrow. I might film us picking out all the seeds we're going to buy and do the order. We got another load of windows for the greenhouse. So I picked up 50 of them, and they're in the back of the truck right now. I got to unload them tomorrow. I'll show you guys those when they are done. I'm hoping we can finish the chicken coop this weekend so we can knock that off our list and then start on the greenhouse, because the greenhouse is going to be pretty swank. Yeah, I love some sauerkraut. And I've been addicted to Fermented Homestead's channel because I just want to ferment everything. B-rolls, yeah. I'm actually going to do, I meant to do it last week and then like the shit hit the fan. Sweet potato pie recipe. So I'm going to edit that tomorrow and that'll come out tomorrow night. So if you like sweet potato pie. I made some kraut like 4 years ago and I still have some in a jar. I don't know that I'm brave enough to eat it though, because it's like dark brown. You don't have anything because you just watch YouTube? Yeah, that was me. Like, if you look at my about page on YouTube, I think we started the channel in 2017, but we had no intentions of having a YouTube. That was just when we started following people. And then in October, when we went to HOA, we came back and we were just all inspired. So I created videos and so yeah, since October, we've been doing videos. Of course, when it's cold out and it's icy, it's like a skating rink in the yard out back. I just don't want to film anything. So that's why you guys got the 5 garden tips in 5 minutes video, because I could do that on the couch. Yeah, the recording takes a lot. I actually think the recording takes longer than the editing for me, because I can do the editing fairly quick. Once you get yourself figured out, like your intro screen and stuff. Like, I try to do my intro screen seasonally, so right now it's like a snow driving scene, but... And yeah, I'm really excited about the... That's why it's handy to live somewhere where it doesn't freeze solid. Yeah, but I still don't want the hurricanes that you got in Mississippi, my friend. So I'm really excited about the greenhouse too. It's going to be interesting figuring out how you fit caddy corner windows together. Like, I don't know how this is going to turn out, but we'll see. You want to critique other channels, don't always agree with what he says. Yeah. Like, I didn't agree with I understood what he meant by the logo being small on my thumbnails, but again, as a social marketer, brand recognition is important. So even if you can't see it, just the shape of it, and maybe I'll create a version of our logo it has the outline. Like if you guys have seen our logo, people were asking me, well, what's that outline mean? And it's technically the outline of the state of Pennsylvania. And then the heart is over where Gettysburg is located on the state. And then the banner at the top with the chicken and the plant and the goats that's what we've got here. I do need to add rabbits though. So I'll probably update it with a rabbit. Oh, date night from Ed and Hempstead. Have fun. I will say I was at TSC the other day. Of course, everybody loves TSC. And they had like this 40% off deal going on where I got this book for $12. It's normally $24. It's like half off almost. And Donald, I think they did half off also because the corners are a little wrinkled, and I don't care. I buy used books all the time. Donald's been like addicted to this, and it's actually pretty good. So, and they had another one, straw bale gardening, which looked interesting, and it showed different samples of how people are using straw bales to create beds and things like that. And we're thinking I might get it. Haven't decided. They had a couple copies in the clearance rack, but we kind of already knew what we want to do with straw bale. So date night, yeah. I haven't had date night in forever. Why? Because I get home and then I work until midnight, and then I go to bed, and then we get up and we farm, and then we work. Date night for me is like going out and getting sheets made to order anymore. We do go see movies now and then. We went and saw, what did we see recently that's out? Like Midway was really good. If you're into World War II stuff, like we're big into military movies, like old military movies. Thank you, Simply Lydia. Yeah, I try to do something unique with my logo. And I like the teal. I love turquoise. It's part of my wedding colors too. I think it's because of my obsession with Native American history too. I love turquoise, but and a lot of Southwestern colors. Another movie we saw recently. I can't think of what it was. What did we see? What's out right now? I don't even know. 10 minutes put together. It probably shows too, but at least there's something there. Yeah. And that's the point. I mean, the goal with being a YouTuber or homestead YouTuber is not to be perfection. It's to show progress and to show change and to educate each other and to make friends. And I've made some of my best friends that I talk to every day, like J-Love and Mama Z. My moderators are some of my best friends right now. So, yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing 1917. I think it looks interesting. Donald wants to see Bad Boys too. He finally made me watch the first two like 3 weeks ago when I was down with the flu. We sat and watched movies. And they're definitely like, I'm not big on action comedies. I think most of them are cheesy. There's a couple I like True Lies I like, but it's just not my thing. You're welcome, Papa Z. Figure out a logo for my channel. It would have been easier with Ben Live. Now I can't remember how to. Yeah. I'm always happy to help like be a sounding board for that kind of stuff because I do branding as part of my marketing or services as my business, which these guys will link throughout the evening. Overcome. I haven't heard of that one. Little Women I wouldn't mind seeing, but I really love the original. So. My shout out for tonight, by the way, is going to be Wolf's Head Forge and Farm. A bunch of us YouTubers, homestead YouTubers, are getting together to do a GoFundMe for them, which if one of my moderators wants to grab the link real quick, some of us have already posted it. You've probably seen it around everywhere in all the groups on Facebook, but we're helping out a friend, helping out a fellow YouTuber, homestead YouTubers. So we'll have that link in here too. And they're going to be my shout out just to promote them and help them save their homestead because it's important. And I would hope that someone would do it for me if I was going to lose my homestead. And And I would gladly do it for anybody that would be losing their homestead. Hey, making lemonade from lemons. I'm stoked to check out Wolf's Head Forge and Farm channel. The metal aspect is intriguing. We're Asian punk rockers and listen to some metal. Yes, I love, and check out his band YouTube too. I don't remember the name of it. Maybe Kat can post it for me. They're actually pretty good. And I'm also like, I grew up in the grunge era. I was in high school in the 90s. But I loved metal. Like I wore leather jackets. I used to get in trouble for wearing spikes and like was regularly wearing like Slayer t-shirts and stuff in high school. So I'm all about it. My husband was more the grunge and 90s rock music. Like, I can't even think. Who does Heaven Let Your Light Shine? That Collective Soul, like that kind of music my husband likes. He doesn't understand some of the Slayer and White Zombie I was obsessed with. Morbid Angels, Sepultura, like I was all about all of them. I don't know any metal on the guitar. I don't think I could sing metal. I can do classic rock. I'll tell you what, my favorite band though, or my favorite album of all time is Alice in Chains Unplugged. That album, like, I don't know, I just love Alice in Chains. One of my favorites of all time. It's my favorite album of all time also, so. I think the only country song I know I can't think of the name. It's the Texas girl band that got in trouble for bashing Bush. Who am I thinking of? My mind's going blank. They're extremely talented. I know they got in trouble for bashing Bush back in the early 2000s. Dixie Chicks, that's it, yes. So I can sing one of theirs. And if you've ever seen the movie Cold Mountain, so like I live in Gettysburg, so Civil War is like in the air all the time here. In fact, two doors up, they're shooting cannons all the time, which drives my dog nuts and then drives my chickens nuts. But Cold Mountain is one of my favorite movies of all time. It's so emotional and it's gruesome. I mean, it shows a lot of the issues with the war and some of the music from that. There was one song, I Wish My Baby Was Born. I sing that one. I love that song. It's so beautiful and sad. Hey, Big Blue House Homestead. Favorite album of all time, The Clash, London Calling. Yeah. And of course, right now, we just had the drummer for Rush die, who was one of the best drummers of all time. Pistol Annie's. I've heard the name, but that was not a band that I listened to often. I didn't listen to a lot of punk, I would say. I listened to some. And then a friend of mine is a DJ, but he does a lot of, I don't even know if you would call it goth or industrial. Like we have some industrial goth clubs down in Baltimore. And there was a band called Covenant that I really got into. I really dug them. Dead Stars was a good song that they sang that I liked. Just the beat was, I don't know. There was definitely some goth industrial that I liked for a while there. Have any of you guys ever been to Gettysburg? Don't know that we have a lot of homesteaders around here that are on YouTube. Did you like yes. They were played a lot when I was going to that club. Right now, though, I'm big into, I call it like outlaw country, but it's not like if Tyler Childers, I'm obsessed with right now. He's from Kentucky. And it's this like really raw, like fuck the music industry style outlaw country. And it's really good. It's like a country rock, like Leonard Skinner was back in the day. So Coulter Wall, Tyler Childers. I sing sometimes with a band around here that does it called the 𝙎𝙊𝙈𝙎 Band. And I was telling Naturally MC, I think we were talking about it because she's in Kentucky and she loves Tyler Childers. But yeah, Chris Stapleton would be in that genre, I guess. But there's no women in that genre that I know of. So one of the things that I told Donald I wanted to do was to start working on that type of music because I love listening to it. I feel like I have the voice for it, but I'm obsessed with that type of music. Tyler Childers, White House Road, look up that song. He does another one that I love called Nose to the Grindstone. Is really good. But if you, yeah, check out Tyler Childers. He's like blown up over the last 2 years. And I still love metal. Like that'll never go away. I still love grunge. Yeah, and I love a lot of Norse music. If you've ever heard of the band Wardruna, I got to see them in concert like 2 years ago, and they were phenomenal. So I'm big into like Swedish and Norse style music. Your son is Cherokee? I actually took a year of Cherokee as a language. I didn't do a year after that. I should have stuck with it. So I may have to start it over again at some point. But I was studying at the Cherokee Language Institute in Oklahoma. And I only did 1 year, but I mean, I love the Cherokee language and I would love to learn that again. And Spanish and I think Swedish is another one I'm trying to learn. Solomon concert. Never been to Gettysburg. Yeah, Gettysburg. You know what's funny is I'm from Maryland and I'm from a place called Westminster. It's like 30 minutes south of here. I'm only like 9 miles over the Mason-Dixon line. But they took us to the National Zoo in DC, the Natural History Museum. They took us to the Baltimore Zoo, but never once did they bring us to Gettysburg, and it was 30 minutes away. I never knew it was 30 minutes away from where I lived until I moved up here. Gretchen Wilson, I think that's kind of considered your standard country. Not necessarily pop country, but she's bordering it, and I'm not a fan of pop country in the slightest, unfortunately. So, sorry. I like music that you're not going to hear on the radio because I just feel like it's not paid for. It's from the heart, and that's what I think I like about it. You can really feel that in the music. Yeah, Chris Stapleton is phenomenal. His voice, of course, he started out in bluegrass with, was it the Steel Drivers? Deanna, you would know. Ever listened to Øløtek metal from Norway? No, I did listen to Nightwish for a while. Trying to remember any other Swedish metal. I love Garmarna. I did listen to a lot of the tribal music because I also play, besides the guitar, some tribal drumming, and I like a lot of tribal music and world music. So, see you in your yard. Get some sleep. I have no idea what time it is there, but I'm sure it's late. Yeah, outlaw country is definitely where I'm at these days. Little Big Town. I did like that one song that Little Big Town did. It was about fishing, I think. The fishing pole song is what I called it, but I don't remember what it's called. Headbanger bars, and the kids would freak out. Never been to a headbanger bar. I went, and I was surprised my mom let me go. When I was 16, I went to Lollapalooza. So this is Lollapalooza 96. And it was in Charleston, West Virginia. And headlining was Metallica, Soundgarden, the Ramones, Rancid. And she let a 16-year-old go with a bunch of guys. And I had a great time. Except it was in July, and of course I was a metalhead, so I was wearing like all black and a white zombie t-shirt, black Doc Martens, and it was just, I was drenched. It was hot. Boondocks, yes, that song. They're still giving Cherokee language at any college in the country. That would be awesome to retake that and kind of. I know some, like I remember some of the Cherokee, like to say hello, 𝙎𝙬𝙄𝙬𝙀, how are you, 𝙎𝙬𝙄𝙀. I love you, 𝙎𝙊𝘾𝙄𝙊𝙎. They don't have a word for goodbye. A lot of Native American languages do not have a word for goodbye because it's considered bad luck to wish or to say that you were never going to see someone again. So instead, in the Cherokee language, they say something like 𝙎𝙀𝙊𝙈𝙎, which means until we meet again. So, which I think is beautiful that they do it that way. But oh, Nine Inch Nails, I would have loved to see Nine Inch Nails. They came around Baltimore in high school. I want to say I was a sophomore, and I never got tickets to go, and I was really sad. Yeah, bluegrass is definitely a favorite genre of mine. Yeah, the Ramones were good to see. They were interesting. Rancid was good to see. There was another band there that was an opening band called 𝙒𝘃𝙊𝙄𝙀. All I remember is staring at the woman's armpit hair, though. She was pretty, but the armpit hair just kept distracting me. We don't say goodbye either, yeah. Yeah, I tell Donald whenever we hang up the phone or something, I don't like to say goodbye because then it could be like a bad thing. 𝙎𝙬𝙄𝙀, yeah. 𝙎𝙬𝙄𝙀 is hello. 𝙎𝙬𝙀, 𝙎𝙬𝙀𝙀, 𝙎𝙬𝙀 means like all right. 𝙎𝙬𝙄 means good. I know 𝙎𝙬𝙄 means cat. Like certain words I remember like that in Cherokee. And I actually used to study Lakota Sioux as well, only because we have a group around here that's from Pine Ridge Reservation over in South Dakota. Or was it Rosebud? It might have been Rosebud that they were from. I haven't gone in years, but they do Lakota sweat lodges around here. If you've ever done a sweat lodge, it's a very spiritual experience, and it's a very painful experience. I don't think Donald could do it. He doesn't have a high pain tolerance, but I do, and I absolutely loved it. It was so painful, but it felt so good afterwards. It was kind of like renewing. And they speak a lot of Lakota Sioux, so I was trying to learn some of their words. And I actually learned a children's lullaby that I sang in Lakota Sioux. Cree would be interesting. Actually, for those interested, I'm on Duolingo. It's a free app that you can download to learn languages like Spanish and stuff, and they actually have Navajo on there. So that's one you could start with if you want to learn a native language. And Navajo, I think they chose because Navajo was obviously the Navajo code talkers and stuff that were used in World War II to help us win the war. What was painful about it? So a sweat lodge is where you kind of strip down as much as possible. And women, there are women that do this topless, but I don't. And you're in this dome. And if it's done right, it's a breathable dome. If you don't do it right, and there was a guy, like some kind of new age guy that didn't know what he was doing down in New Mexico like 10 or 15 years ago that like did tarps instead. So it didn't breathe the carbon monoxide and people actually died. I'd have to look up the news story about that. But if it's done right and it's a breathable like canvas or something like that, you have what's called a fire tender that's tending a bunch of fire with rocks in it. And he's bringing in fresh rocks that are heated. And then the person that is running the sweat lodge will pour hot water over those rocks and it creates that steam. But it's a lot of rocks and it's a lot of steam. It's like if you have a pot that is too hot and you take it off and you get burnt on that steam. It's almost to that level, almost. You don't burn like that, like a steam burn would be, but I mean, it's painful. Hey, Two Family Homestead. Thank you for stopping by. And you're in it for 4 rounds in a sweat lodge. So you've got your first round and they will open up the door and let some air in so you cool off for a second. A lot of times the ground will get muddy. So I would take some of the mud and spread it on my face and on my arms because it would just help that steam from hurting so much when they would do the next round. So they do 4 rounds. They pass around a peace pipe that you smoke within a certain round, and each round has a certain purpose, and they're all different. But the way they do them, like they have a Blackfeet tribe that also does it with them. So it's like Lakota and Blackfeet together. But I had not been in like 10 years, and they still do it. I should go again. It's just finding time, I guess, now. But I need to, because it's like a renewal. It's a spiritual. What's funny about sweat lodges, though, sweat lodges originally were meant to be a spiritual journey for men only, because men could not experience the pain from childbirth. And in order to honor the pain that women went through in childbirth, they would do these sweat, not so much, more like like the sun dances, where they put the hooks in their skin and then they are dancing around. And this group actually does that too. I have never done that. And they allow women to do it, but it was generally meant for men to experience that same pain that women go through in childbirth. And so that's why they do the sun dance. Farmer Brad, what is up? And I got all kinds of friendly faces in here today. Rustic traditions, and yes, it purifies you. And you do sweat. And then afterwards, after a sweat lodge, and you're sweated out all this toxins and this emotional stuff, and you're just in this bonding moment with all these people. Once that final round's done, they open up the flap and you feel that cool air on your skin. They've got bottles of water ready, so you're drinking all this water to rehydrate, and then they have a big, beautiful meal, a feast with the community in it. That kind of helps ground you, and then, of course, gives you nourishment after a very stressful situation on your body. So, yeah, Two Family, are you having any issues today? Or are things subsiding a little? Pretty quiet. Well, that's good. I think almost everybody in here was probably on your live last night, so I'm just watching everything unfold. Yeah, Donald came in around 11:30, and so he was watching it a little with me, and he's like, what the? So, yeah, women can only enter if they're pure and pass them. And part of the issue with the sweat that I go to is you have 2 types of people. You've got your traditionalists that feel like it should always be done the way it was done in the 1800s and generations before. And then you have the people that they want to carry on this tradition and educate people on how it's done. So they actually they don't publicly post their address of where the sweat lodges are done, because you'll get traditionalists that will come and tear down and destroy the lodge. So I'm glad that people are willing to let someone like me, like, I'm sure I have Native American somewhere down the line, but it's not anything that is of any percentage to consider anything. I mean, a lot of us do. But I do love the history, and I do appreciate it for what it is. And I don't claim that I'm such and such amount of Cherokee. Therefore, I don't claim any of that. But I do have appreciation for it. So I'm glad that there are people that allow me to experience that, so I understand. Last night was insane. And part of going back to Two Family and what they were going through, Donald and I do plan to go and talk to our local law enforcement. They kind of know us anyway, because we're known to be the place to drop off stray animals. Like, they came by one day and they're like, do you guys lose some pigs? I'm like, no, we don't have any pigs. And they're like, well, do you want some? And I wish I had a pen for pigs, because I would have taken them. So they know that we're a place that takes in those type of animals. But now I want to introduce them and be like, hey, we do these lives. Like right now, it's my dad's asleep in the other room. My dog goes crazy. My husband's not home from work yet. He doesn't leave for a bit yet. So I'm here kind of like, and shows up at my door. I don't want anybody to shoot my dog. That's what I worry about the most. You hear those stories of cops shooting your dog. And he's mouthy. My dog's mouthy. Dad's part Cherokee, but you're adopted. Yeah. And there's certain, I mean, there's like the dolls database and stuff that if you are a certain percentage and that you qualify for Native American rights and healthcare and stuff, you can check family lineages in that database. But where he gets being mouthy from? Not me. For those that weren't on Two Families Live last night, they've been having death threats this week and were swatted on Monday. If you don't know what swatting is, it's a big thing in the gaming community. It has not been in the homesteading community until now, but it's where someone sends cops to your house and says that you've done some crime. I think what they told about Two Family was that Daryl was murdering his wife and holding people hostage, like sick stuff. So I know about it in the gaming community because that's actually how Donald and I met. We are big gamers. We met on World of Warcraft. Nerds. I have a digital marketing agency. I'm on social media all the time. Nerd. So Daryl and them have handled it very well with what's been going on. But last night, if you want to go back and check out their live last night, they invited the person that's been harassing them and giving death threats to call in, and they did. And it was interesting to hear. But it's all drama. It's like the Homestead reality show. But not WoW. Yeah, we stopped playing WoW quite a few years ago because it's a time sink. And I've got too many goals to spend hours and hours playing games all the time. So my spare time is usually spent reading up on homestead stuff, working on my business, working on projects that I'm hoping will bring in side income because I don't like having all my eggs in one basket. So I don't even have time to watch TV as much anymore, which is fine by me. I would rather be attacked than a channel that has not been heard into YouTube yet. Yeah, I would not enjoy being attacked at all. I would be a little scared about it, but I would like to think I would handle it well enough that I would not get shot. So we'll see, I guess, if it ever happens. So far, nobody's shown up, so I'm only on here for another 15 minutes. Mary Carter, I'm sad that you're feeling bad. I hope you feel better soon. Yeah, you have a lot of channels backing you, Two Families, so don't worry about that. We are here for you. Yeah. I've been wanting to get to know the local law enforcement anyway, and they have like coffee with a cop things around here locally. So get to know your local law enforcement. And I think even single dad was saying last night, like, don't answer the phone or the door with like things in your hands. Have your hands up. Be respectful. And I mean, it's good advice. I mean, I'm not gonna walk up to a cop and start mouthing off. Like, that just wouldn't be smart. See you, Thomas Farm. Thank you for stopping by. The local law enforcement is actually the same person who cleaned out our pond with their tractor. So there you go. A few of our cops around here are my relatives, so you're good. Calling numbers are almost always different. Yeah, it's going to be hard to track down whoever that is. But have you guys, Donald and I were wondering, have you like contacted police to help track that kind of stuff? Like, you know, set up something ahead of time where they can trace or try to trace or investigate or anything like that? The more you feed the bears, the more bears will come looking to be fed. Yeah. And you guys are just, I mean, you're fairly well known in the community. Me, I am a nobody, and I am fine with that right now. Anybody recognize that song? I think how it starts. West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, and the Shenandoah River. Life is old there, it's older than the trees. Next to impossible to track it, 911, he's tracking future. They came back to our house then. Yeah. That's like FBI ethical hacker type stuff you probably have to do there. Yeah, Country Road. I like this song. I love John Denver, so I'm trying to think how it goes. All my memories gather around her. Blue Ridge lady, stranger to blue water. Dark and dusty and painted on the sky. Misty taste of moonshine, teardrops in my eyes. Country road. How's that go? Take me home. There we go. To the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama. Take me home. Country road. My dog is so cute right now. I do love singing. Sing in harmony. Oh, that would be great. I actually love singing harmony. I sang harmony to Jackson. Well, it's not really harmony. It's part harmony. The Colt Wilbur Band sings Jackson sometimes, and I'll do backup. And I have a video, but I don't know where it would be. of us singing Jackson together. It's one of my favorites to do. So that's one I like doing duets with him for that. I'm trying to think of one other that you guys would know. Everybody should know this one. Yeah, I'm halfway in tune. Yeah, mind me, I'm still getting over the flu a little bit. I hear the train a-coming, it's rolling around the bend, and I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when, and I'm stuck in Folsom Prison. Time keeps dragging on. That train, it keeps rolling on down to San Antone. Again, I'm not a very good guitar player, but when I was just a baby and my mama told me, son, always be a good boy and don't ever play with guns. And I shot a man in Reno just to watch him die. And I hear that whistle blowing, well, I hang my head and cry. Just to give you a little taste. I have a good ear, that's why I do not sing. Now, is that Daryl or Sherry talking, though? It sounds like it might be Daryl. You sing harmony most of the times? I actually like the challenge of singing harmony. I need to practice it, but I do like singing harmony. Daryl. Thank you, guys. I will bring my guitar to HOA. I don't know that I'll have the chance to play it. One, because I'm going to be performing that wedding. Two, because we're all going to be filming and talking and trying to get to know each other. And then three, they've already got Rory Feek there. So it's kind of like, why would I bring my guitar when they've got this celebrity country singer coming in who's giving a concert, I think. Right? So, well, wouldn't that be awesome though if I could get up and sing with Rory though? Maybe I should learn some of his songs. Thank you, Pete's Little Homestead. I actually had one of my videos. I did sing a little bit of Landslide when I was at that bridal show and I got bored, but then I found a guitar and I was like, I'm gonna play some guitar. I'm trying to think of what I could do. Some Stained. That's always a good one. Actually, I can probably leave my cape over there for that one. I do like some Stained. I'll tell you what, like Stained was a good band, and I remember listening to them in high school, but when he went out on his own, like I love some of his solo stuff even better. So you have your husband come in? Awesome. It's gonna be a big party. Big party at HOA. I'm so excited about it. I'm gonna bring it down a little bit. So I'm not sure what octave I sing this in. This is my life. It's not what it was before. All these fears, and these are my dreams that I've never lived before. Somebody shake me, 'cause I must be sleeping. Now that we're here and it's so far away, all the trouble we thought was in vain, and all the mistakes one life contained, they all finally start to go away. Now that we're here and it's so far away, and I feel like I can face the day, and I can forgive, and I'm not ashamed to be the person that I am today. And these are my words that I've never said before. I think I'm doing okay. This is the smile that I've never shown before. Somebody, shoot, I'm having a brain fart. Somebody, because I must be sleeping. Now that we're here and it's so far away, and I'm having a brain fart for some reason. All the trouble we thought was in vain, and all the mistakes one life contained, all the trouble we thought was in vain. I'm missing it. It's been a while since I played, to be quite honest. I stopped playing for a while because I had an unfortunate episode where someone was giving me guff for my weight about being up on stage. And because I don't play guitar very well, so there were some comments made that messed me up a little bit. So I didn't play for a couple months after that. I only just started playing again like in August. I took like 8 or 9 months off just to get my mental space together. But I did try to play. There's a lot of songs that I play. I just try to remember all of them. So. One of the things I play that I can't play now because it's really loud. Like I can bang out some John Bon Jovi. The only Leonard Skinner song I know is Simple Man. People always ask me about that. But that's another one that's really loud when I sing that one. Because I do it I love the original, but I do like Shinedown's version. So it's kind of loud from that. Hey, Heat Family Homestead. Don't worry about being late. We just love that you showed up. Loved having you around. We used to sit around our friends who played the ukulele, banjo, and guitar. Oh, I want a banjo so bad. I do have a mandolin, but I have not learned to play it yet. And then I have a friend that plays the violin, and I want her to teach me how to play a fiddle. I would love a fiddle. Sounds like more reason to play, yeah. Yeah, Shinedown's versions. He's got some. It actually would be one of my bucket list items to either sing with the singer of Shinedown or sing a song with Tyler Childers. Not that I think either will happen, but do you like Wanda Jackson? I don't know Wanda Jackson, but I love learning about more females that are singing. So that is one I will have to check out. I would tell you right now, some of the outlaw country that I was talking about, Tyler Childers, Coulter Wall, Sean James has got some freaking pipes on him. He's not well known, but you can find him on YouTube, Sean James. He does a really good version of Ain't No Sunshine. And then there's a song called Delilah that he sings that I really love. He's got a very gritty, deep outlaw country voice. And I just love it. Coulter Wall does too. And Coulter Wall, his Blacktop song, he was like 18 or 19. He sounds like he's 40. So there's that. Stevie Nicks, yes, I love Stevie Nicks. And I did know a Seether song. I don't think I do anymore though. I'll sing part of this, but I'm not gonna do the chorus because I might wake up my dad. Cherish from Hopes Homestead saying, no, I have not, but I will check it out because I know that the Tinker's Wife sings phenomenally. And then there's a channel, and I'm wondering if this is the one you're talking about, Daryl. It's a sister And she has a brother with Down syndrome who is apparently like completely awesome. And that I watched them in a live not too long ago, and she was singing. She's got this beautiful, like, angelic voice, but I don't remember what the channel was. I know I'm subbed to it, but I'm subbed to all of you guys. I don't always remember who's what. John is great on guitar for Cherish. My daughter learned guitar so she could sing play song from one of her favorite video games. Video game music is amazing. The Haskins, yes, I think that is Haskins. I actually learned to play guitar from a guy that I had a crush on in high school. And he was teaching me to play. The first song I ever learned how to play was Mama, take this badge from me, 'cause I can't use it anymore. And he was teaching me to play the song because I was in public speaking. And this is my freshman year of high school, so I'm already intimidated. And the goal was I was going to sing, and my first time ever singing in public at 14. And he was going to play the guitar for me because I was not good at the guitar. So it comes down to the day of this is my final grade, my final presentation. And I'm sitting there waiting, and he doesn't show up. So I had to play it. And I mean, I rocked it, but I was so scared. And it was the first time I remember every moment of that day or that episode, because I was so scared to sing in public. And I did such a good job to myself. I was very proud of myself for doing it. I was so mad at him for not showing up and how flaky he was. Like, it was my final grade. Like, I was depending on him. He just didn't show up. Yeah, the Haskins are amazing. I'm newer to their channel, but I love her voice. So I'm all about collaboration. So I won't be at Shindig. We were going to try to go because Donald's family lives in Texarkana, which is about 2 hours southwest of Little Rock. So we were just going to stay with his family and then just drive up for the day or whatever. But finances, like, we would have to drive to Texarkana or take a flight, and it's cheaper to drive. And it's still like $500. And I just don't have it right now. So if something happens, like I become rich and famous between now and Shindig, I'll be there. Let's put it that way. Or if I get like a really big social media client, or like Pepsi wants me to manage their social media or create them a website, I might come. But in the meantime, I will be at HOA. We've already got our tickets. We've already got our hotel. And that's only 2 hours from us. So from here. Yeah, I would love to see, and hi Food Forest Permaculture. I'm sorry I didn't say hi a second ago, but I would love to see, and maybe that's something I can help plan, is like when I go to a lot of festivals, because I go to a lot of like tree hugger festivals, let's call it. And at night we start up a bonfire and everybody's just playing music. And I would love to see that at HOA this year. If we can pull that off, I'm all about it. And I might actually email Amy and see if she can talk about that and tell people to bring their instruments. So y'all bring your instruments. Mama told me when I was young, she sat beside me, my only son. Listen closely to what I say, and if you do this, it'll help you some sunny day. I'm in Pennsylvania. Born in Maryland, moved to Pennsylvania. My husband's from Texas. The long story short is I'm from Maryland. My dad and I had a farm there. The landlord of our farm owned like 3 farms. And Maryland's a very expensive state. Let me preface this by saying that. In 2008, I was 28. The landlord died. He was like 97 years old, and he had 3 farms, no will, no children. So the estate's like, all right, you're gonna have to pay us like $1 million for this property. And I'm like, no. One, I'm 28. I'm only making like $50,000 a year. I was doing web development for a big agency in Frederick, Maryland. And I was already taking care of my dad. I've been taking care of my dad since I was 23. He's been disabled since then. So we're talking like 17 years now that he's been my dependent. And they're like, well, then you got 30 days to get out. And we had been there for like 30 years, 40 years, really. Dad was there before I was born. The house was condemned. The walls were cardboard. It was an old shotgun house from Sears and Roebuck catalog. The basement was dirt. And I mean, it was a bad situation. The septic had never been touched. Nobody knew where the septic was. We did not even know if we had a septic. And this is a farm that we rented. So we took all of our animals to the livestock auction. We plowed up the garden. We put everything in storage. And then we were homeless for about 2 months. And then I couldn't find a house that I could afford by myself in Maryland because, again, Maryland's so expensive. So we had some family that had moved up near here. And I found this house that we're in now in a reasonable price on 1.25 acres. Has a stream out back. Dad can still garden and have his chickens. So that's how we ended up in Gettysburg. It's just cheaper in Pennsylvania, but I do miss Maryland. It's too fucking expensive. Excuse my language. I probably shouldn't cuss on here, huh? I know I'm missing comments. I'm sorry, guys, if I am. When I would go to HOA, do the distance, but we will be at the shindig. Yeah, that sucks, even this fair. I would have loved to met you guys. Yes. Oh, thank you, Organic Raw Roots Farm. I really appreciate that. Just moved to Southwest Missouri. I hear Missouri is nice. I wouldn't mind going out there. I was only there once in like 2001. My first husband, his dad lives out in St. Louis. I got to see the Bigfoot, like the actual truck, because I'm obsessed with old Ford trucks. A little trivia. Was out there, so I got to take my picture with Bigfoot. That was like the highlight of my trip. I love that you take care of your father, taking care of our parent. It is important, and it's a lost thing. Like, everybody just wants to put family in a home, and I understand. Like, if you have your family in a home, it's hard these days. Sometimes that's what you have to do, because I work full time. I own a business. My husband works full time, and I've thought about going back to full time for another company, but I wouldn't have the flexibility to take care of him if I needed to. Like, he survived a heart attack when I was 4, a stroke when I was 21. I was living on the naval base back then. I had to drive home and move in with him to help take care of him. And then he had another stroke like 3 years ago. Like, he's a feisty fella, but I can't do the things that I can do now if I went back to work and didn't have my own business. So, live near the Ford factory here in Australia. They have been closing this. Let it down now. Oh, that sucks. I love Fords. I actually have a 78 Ford Bronco in the driveway that I need to fix up, but you need money to fix it up. Which naval base? We were at the Norfolk Naval Base. My first husband was stationed there. He was on the USS Kearsarge, which is an amphibious assault ship. It's the one that had like the Harriers that would take off on it. I assume the Kearsarge is still out there. I don't know. These days will be very precious memories. Yes. And I honestly, I want to start involving Dad more in the channel. Like, you saw the video from not last Monday, not this past Monday, of him dancing at that wedding. And I'm going to try to get him on the channel more, guys. And I want to get him on a live. So that's a goal. Come down to Murray for the Baker Creek. I do want to come to the Baker Creek. When is that, by the way? Your nephew was on the Kearsarge after Hurricane Maria. Yeah. So it must still be in operation. Am I missing anything else? In May sometime. I'll try. I'll take a look. I have a festival that I'm planning, that I've been planning for like the last 10 years. That's every third weekend in April. A lot of times I'll go to another one out in Ohio on Memorial Day weekend, but I've been skipping that the last couple of years because I'm bitter about some things over there. So my May is free right now, so I might check it out. She Moved Mountains, hello. Yeah, the live is actually supposed to be over at 10, but you guys are always so cool hanging out here, so I don't always stick to that strict schedule. Watching all your comments. Love watching everybody talk to each other. It's like one big happy family. It's like we get to just hang out every night. Like Monday nights we're hanging out at two families, but we're all hanging out together still. I mean, that's cool. Right? I would love to. I mean, I'm in Ohio a lot, to be quite honest. There's because I'm ordained, there's like a yearly clergy thing that I'm supposed to attend every October. I've been skipping that too because the org that I'm ordained through just has been pissing me off. And that same org is the one that does the Memorial Day Festival that I go to out in Ohio. And it's out in Madison, Ohio, so it's like northeast, right off of Lake Erie. But where are you guys at in Ohio anyway? Planning Festival's May 3rd. Okay, May 3rd and 4th. Ooh, properties. Where are you looking at, Homestead Odyssey? Property looking is one of the best things. Like, I still look at properties. We don't plan to settle here in this house. I'd like to stay in Gettysburg, but I want to find a different property. Yeah, the live streams, it really helps you to get to know people, I think, and have that instant conversation. Like, we comment on each other's videos and we like each other's videos, but this allows us that direct connection. That and of course, Marco. I've got like all the moderators that you see now, and including two family. We're all on like Marco groups together. So I literally talk to these people all day long. And if anybody wants to Marco me, you can follow Copper Kettle on Facebook and just send me a message, and I'm happy to Marco with folks. Second live you attended and you love it. Awesome. Yeah, they're pretty fun. I think of what lives I usually go to. I usually go to Mama Z's. Well, everybody that here that's a moderator, go to all their lives. Broussard always has a chat, a live the same time I do. And I've thought about pushing mine to like 9:30 to 10:30 to give them some room away that we're not on at the exact same time, because theirs is 9 to 10 as well. I always feel bad. Your phone battery isn't enough to handle the marker. Yeah, the marker can be intense. And I like, you get name recognition too, going to the lives. Like, I mean, who doesn't know Mama Z? She's in every freaking live ever, so. Not to meet you, Broussard and Haskins family too. Oh, does Haskins do theirs tonight too? See, I feel bad. But this is, technically, we chose this day and time because Donald was day shift. Working Sundays through Thursday. So he had off Friday and Saturday. So it was either Thursday night or Friday night to do a late night, because he'd have to get up at 5 a.m. any other day. We couldn't do a late night. And then as soon as we did our second live, he's told he switched to night shift. So he's actually works till 10 at night now. So I'm like, well, the only other nights we would have available are Friday and Saturday nights. And I think there's a whole bunch of lives those nights. So I just stuck to it. And now it's just me. But we might try to do a live this Sunday at 11 in the morning, our time. And then Donald will be here. Because I know you guys miss having him on the live because he sasses me all the time. Anyone in or around Oklahoma? There's got to be, I would think. There's way too many lives now, so you just got to do it when you can do it. Yeah, and that's part of the problem, too. You're always going to overlap with somebody. I know that the Naked Gardener, he does his just once a month. Naturally NC, I think you guys do yours every other month, right? I think. Yeah, I'll take a look at the schedule and see if there's another day I can do. miss anything else? I know Mama Z has a live in the mornings, a cooking show, 8 a.m. Central. What day is that? Saturday, Mama Z? Of course, I watch them and then I get hungry because it's a cooking show. You know, I've actually double-fisted live streams before where I'll have one up on my computer and then I'll have a different one on my TV. And sometimes even a third one, but I can pay attention to 2 conversations, but 3 is a little hard just to try to support everybody. Awesome, Sunnies. I actually hit 300 today thanks to 2 families. So this is us supporting each other, which I love. I combed over all my social media and my website to remove every possible clue where we are. I don't know how else someone can get an address. Yeah, and that's the thing. If they know your name, there's a lot of like websites out there that spider data. And by spider, I mean more like crawl. They crawl around, they gather data, and they create these databases of people's names, addresses, phone numbers. Sometimes these sites go public with the information and you can request to have yours removed. I know I've seen those trend every now and then, but everybody already knows we're in Gettysburg. People know my name. I play music live. I have a business. It's got my name attached to it. And I have to have a public profile as clergy. It's kind of required. Like it literally, it's like a contract I have to sign. So I'm just like, I'm just going to be here. And if someone wants to show up, they can show up. I have a carry license in Pennsylvania. We have stuff to protect ourselves here. I'm going to get to know the local law enforcement, you know. And I do believe, like Daryl said, you know, I don't think someone's going to call and say, I want to massacre you and your family as a warning that they're going to, like, who would warn somebody before they do that? That's just, I do think it's like pranks. Heath family, no, that is an awesome milestone. I remember hitting like 50 and I was excited. So, you know, every subscriber is someone that took the time out of their day to give you attention and to be a part of what you're doing. And that's why I always respond to comments, love comments, because, and this is something I always say in my marketing too, for all of my clients, because I do teach social media marketing as well, is if you get reviews on your business, and it's the same for YouTube, always respond to that, because people took time out of their day to provide something for you and to provide acknowledgement for the efforts that you're putting out there. So always respond to those reviews and those comments. Yes, I agree. You hit 425 today, Mama C. That's awesome. Good night, Food Forest. Thank you for stopping by. I love when you stop by. I love when everybody stops by. I just love everybody. You guys are my family. Oh, from a homestead. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Did you go on your date? That was a short date. Or well, I probably shouldn't say this on live. Was it a date? Like upstairs date? We have 1 subscribers. I wonder if our friendly troll is subbed. I feel like they would have to be, because they're on point watching you. They're either subbed or they're watching you constantly. And I don't know anybody that would watch constantly. No comment. Yes. Date nights, I understand. At what point with subs did you start lives? I kept thinking about it. That was a question I had, and I started asking some of the channels that are larger than me, like Making Lemonade from Lemons and Mama Z's. And I think I started our first live at 75 subs. I'm pretty sure, because one, I had already made these relationships with these channels that were going to support me. There's the groups that Two Family run, the small homestead YouTubers on Facebook. And I mean, that one's got like 800 members. So it's a good way to get like that initial boost. If you're not in that group, join it and definitely post your channel. But I think 75 is when I started doing lives. And And we haven't done a whole lot of lives. I would say we started them in December or end of November, maybe. What else am I missing? PowerPoint. Yep, I read that one. We're almost to 200 subs. I want to do a giveaway at 500. Rustic Traditions, that would be awesome. Yeah, if you guys want to go hop over to Rustic Traditions and get them to 200, that would be awesome. We plan to do a giveaway because when we hit 250, which was only like 2 weeks ago, and we were already at 300. So I'm like, well, we better do that 250 giveaway quick. Because Donald wants to do 250, 500, 750, and then go to the big, like 1,000, 2,000, or whatever. If we ever get that big, I don't know. But I would start doing lives now. I would go. Every channel that I'm sub to, I'll tell you, every morning when I wake up, I get something hot to drink because it's cold out. And if nobody else is awake, which I love when I get my quiet time, that's the first thing I do is I watch everybody's recent video. And then when I come home, before Donald gets home, I do the same thing. I'll sit here and catch up on everybody's recent video. So it's like my favorite thing. Like I watch everybody's channel. Everybody that's in here that I'm sub to, I watch you guys, everyone. And I'll comment on everyone that I watch. So I honestly wish I lived there. Arkansas is nice. Donald's from a place called Texarkana, which actually is a twin city. It's half in Texas and half in Arkansas. Good night, Sonny's place. The Texas side of Texarkana is a dry county, and the Arkansas side is not. So you've got this road that's the actual divider of the state line. And on the Texas side of the road is a bunch of Bible Christian stores. And then on the Arkansas side is a bunch of liquor stores. So you just drive down the road and it's just like Bibles and liquor, Bibles and liquor. Yeah, as soon as, and I'm sorry to hear that you are in recovery and had an accident. Grandma's so happy, but I completely sympathize because the moment we started putting out videos, like we went to HOA, which was like October 10th or 11th or whatever. We started putting out videos as soon as we got home. And then I went into the hospital with double pulmonary embolism, blood clots in both my lungs. And I got out on Halloween. So it was like right after HOA. And so I couldn't do any videos. And then right after Christmas, I got the flu. And I couldn't do any videos. So I couldn't even talk. Which a lot of these moderators can attest to. I sounded like butt on Marco. But I'm good now. The flu's gone. I'm on blood thinners for life. The blood clots are breaking up because I couldn't breathe for about a month after I got out of the hospital because my lungs were still healing. And that's what pissed me off about the flu because my lungs were still healing. And then I got the flu and I was just coughing like crazy. But I am on blood thinners for life, which sucks. So, and that's actually my second time having blood clots. I had blood clots a year ago because we have concrete stairs out back. And that's what started. I fell down those stairs and I hit hard on my leg. And a couple months later, I started losing feeling in my legs and I couldn't walk. And I told Donna, I was like, I think there's a problem. So we went to the emergency room and I had a big one in my leg, 2 in my pelvis, which was what making me lose the feeling in my legs. And then 1 in like 2 more like little ones somewhere else. So that was scary. But I don't have the protein in my blood that causes blood clots apparently. So they took me off of blood thinners in December. And then this October, I started getting that same feeling. And I'm like, I think I got blood clots. I think I got blood clots. I really want a CT scan. They wouldn't give me a CT scan. They only did the ultrasounds and the ultrasound showed nothing, but I still couldn't feel my legs. And I'm like, somebody's gonna have to do something. My butt's about to go to this emergency room. So we went to the emergency room and like, oh yeah, you got blood clots in your lungs. And they think it's left over, but now I'm stuck on blood thinners for life. So, what am I missing? Thinking of doing lives, but after Monday, I need to take some precautions. Yeah, I understand, J-Love. It's smart to do it. I want everybody to feel safe. If you don't feel safe doing lives, it's understandable. Someone mentioned keto a second ago. Lives are fun to do, but I just have to figure out a time. That's the other thing, the time. Yes, I'm glad I'm doing better too. Thank you, Shingu Mountains. Do you have a TIA? I'm not sure what a TIA is. I'm sorry you had a stroke, though. I have not had one of those, and I'm glad, but my dad has had 2 of them. Who mentioned keto? I know I saw something. Yeah, I think I lucked out a lot. And what sucked is when I fell down those stairs, that it was like in April, I had my backpack on with my laptop on it, and that's what my head landed on, because otherwise my head would have cracked open on the concrete. So I was lucky there too, and nobody was home. Donald had just left for work. Dad was at a doctor's appointment. Whoever asked keto, I can't find it right now. I have done keto. We did it for a while. I lost some good weight on keto. My problem with keto is that I couldn't figure out how to stop having leg cramps. And I was taking like pickle juice. I have a magnesium drops that I was putting in my drinks, and I was doing a lot of electrolytes, but I was having like massive cramps in my calves. Like I would be bawling, they were so bad. So I'm like, I might go back to paleo or primal and then just do some extra workouts or something, but I do like the keto diet. If I ever tried, okay, yeah, I did, and I loved keto. When I first tried it, I lost like 40 pounds. And I have tried it off and on last fall. And it's hard to stick to because of the no like honey. But I need to stop having the sweetener anyway. Yeah, if I could figure out the cramps, I would be happy to try it again. But I mean, it's so painful. And we've done Whole30. And I loved Whole30. It was hard. Paleo is, I think, what I like best because I just love meat and vegetables. After a trip to the dentist with lots of inflammation that comes, I'm back to it. Yeah. Yeah, I even tried like those keto chow shakes, and those were pretty good. And I love cooking with lots of fats. So I'm kind of doing a low carb diet right now. I try to eat lots of good fats still, but I think we're just going to stick to like a primal paleo type thing. And the reason I say primal is because we do like drinking raw milk, and it's legal here in Pennsylvania. Now I have lost 100 pounds, 150-ish, but I definitely have a good amount of weight I still want to lose. So the problem is Donald has a sweet tooth and a soda tooth, and that's massive soda tooth. So it's harder for me to do it if I don't have him doing it with me, and I just have to get him to stick to it. Awesome, Heath. Thank you for stopping by. It is illegal in some areas to sell raw milk. Maryland is one. You can't sell raw milk in Maryland. In Pennsylvania, you can't sell, and this might be most states, you can't sell goat milk for consumption, but you can sell it as pet products and then take it home and drink it, which is how a lot of dairy farms around here get away with it. Thank you, Little Garden Big Dream. Sorry this is running so long. I guess I should probably try to wrap it up, but I just like talking to you guys, so. Pennsylvania actually has, it's one of, I think it's like the second largest dairy state. I think California is number 1. But they have a very strict like testing policy, and we have a Mennonite farm here locally that has the best raw milk I've ever had. And they follow all the strict rules in Pennsylvania. They've never had anybody sick. And I know a lot of people are wary about raw milk, but I've been drinking it for years and I absolutely love it. It has to be dyed green. What do they dye it green with? That's gross. You had to replace your furnace. Oh, that sucks. Those are expensive too. Thank you, Deanna, for stopping by. I'm going to end things soon, but thank you. I'll see you on Marco in the morning. We'll do our raccoon eye hellos in the morning. Yeah, we need to get some fuel oil at some point, but we were about to get all of our firewood cut when I went to the hospital, so we had no firewood this winter. And then all my friends got together and got us a bunch of firewood, so we've been able to stay warm this winter. I'm very thankful for that people wanted to help us out that way. See you, Tinker's wife. Thank you for stopping by. No, stay. I could, because I have to be up for a while anyway until Donald. Let's see. Donald and I have UPS trackers on our phone only because I used to drive for Uber, and I would do a lot of late night drives for drunks. And so it was a way for him to keep track, make sure I was safe. And he's still at work apparently, so he's not going to be home anytime soon. It takes him like 40 minutes to get home. So I'll be up for a while. Yeah, I will always have a wood stove. I grew up on a wood stove. Oh, there you are. Donald's right in the chat. Why are you still at work? See you, Papa Z. Uber actually doesn't let you, well, it's part of the policy. They don't let you carry when you drive. I did keep knives in my car, and I always have like 5 knives on me at any given time. Oh, you're just now leaving? Oh, hurry up, gosh. Linger. But yeah, it's Uber's policy. You can't carry guns. So I'm like, and I had some weird drivers late at night, weird drunks. We have the firefighter training headquarters here, just south here in Emmitsburg, Maryland. So whenever they had their firefighter memorial thing here in October, I'd get all these firefighters that were drunk at night. And there was this one guy, he's like, he hops in my car and he's like, I need to know where all the college girls hang out, all the drunk college girls. And I'm like, he's like, I just plan to get laid. I'm like, well, you're gross. Get out of my car. And then one of my friends who's an Uber driver, there was a guy that he picked up, and he didn't know it at the time until afterwards. He picked him up and took him to this hotel, but apparently he had just murdered this old lady, I think murdered and raped her, and then it was going to burn down her house. And that just makes me not ever want to try for Uber again. I can't anymore anyway. Our cars are too old as of the 1st of this year, so both of our vehicles are 2010. Your vehicle has to be younger than 10 years to Uber. Good night. Good night. Thank you guys for stopping by. Because he wants to get rejected tonight. That's why he wanted to know. What are you talking about? Donald, you're just now leaving. I have no idea what you're talking about, Donald. You should get off of here and go drive home. Court says he misses you. Your insurance doesn't allow you anymore. Is it because, like, safety reasons? Like, they don't let you Uber anymore? Oh, the fireman guy not tonight. Just ignore me. I ignore you all the time anyway, Donald. Don't worry about it. Yeah, and I have no plans to get another car right now, so. Thank you, Searching Sabrina. I really appreciate you stopping by. Maybe I'll see you soon. Donald, ... You missed me singing earlier, Donald. For those that don't know, Donald is the other half of Copper Kettle Farms. He's just at work. At work on YouTube on his live. I did have an idiot bring an open glass of beer in my van. Ooh, yeah. Thanks for stopping by, Homestead Odyssey. I'm going to wait for your live. It's going to happen. Don't judge you. I always judge you. Are you driving yet? Are you like actually driving home and talking on here? You are driving. I can see it in the app. You are driving while talking on here. Oh, Uber Eats, yeah. You had an Uber Eats coupon and picked up your own order. I've actually never used Uber Eats. Gettysburg doesn't have a huge, I think we've got 2 or 3 restaurants that signed up for it. McDonald's, a local coffee shop, and then maybe like Subway or something. But most of the restaurants around here have not signed up for it. So, but what's nice about downtown Gettysburg is you can pretty much walk anywhere. And I live outside in the rural area of Gettysburg, but my office is right downtown for my business. So I just walk in. Yeah. Gettysburg, the borough has about 7,000 people. I'm outside the borough. The county of Adams has about 100,000 in the whole county. So it's not small, like I would think somewhere in the boondocks of Montana, but it's not big either. So I think where Donald's from in Texarkana, that city itself was 100,000. I didn't like Texarkana though. I mean, I love most of Texas. Texarkana is more like a truck stop that just grew. So it has no personality. I don't like it there. $10 of free food and 6 food of the. That's brilliant. Where are you at, Farmer Bread? I know I saw you at HOA. I stopped by your booth, but we did not introduce ourselves to anybody at HOA because we didn't know anybody. And nobody knew us. See you, Cat. Tell Denny to bring his guitar. Did he listen tonight? Because I was singing some for him too. So if they chat while they drive, it shows they're trying to crack down on that. Yeah. Donald's not. He's has a lot of stops by his work, so he said he's just chatting while he's at the stops. But you're in Miami, can easily do 500 a week in Uber Eats, but they only allow like 2 good weeks. Dang. On a good night here in Gettysburg, I was doing like 150. And we get a lot of tourists, like thousands upon thousands of tourists in the summertime here. So that's the one benefit if you were Ubering in Gettysburg, but it's not consistent. Like right now it's downtime. Tourist season around here is like March to November. Can I sing Landslide? I could try to sing Landslide. I tend to mess that one up a lot, but I'll try. Since I'm extra long on my live tonight, I feel really bad about that. I have to think of the words now. This is Donald's favorite too. I took this love and I took it down. I climbed a mountain and I turned around. And I saw my reflection in the snow-covered hills. Well, the landslide brought me down. Mirror in the sky, what is love? Can the child within my heart rise above? Can I sail through the changing ocean tide? Can I handle the seasons of my life? Love all your heart faces. I've been afraid of changing, 'cause I built my life without you. Time makes you bolder, even children get older, and I'm getting older too. So take this love, take it down. Oh, if you climbed a mountain and you turn around, if you see my reflection, you know. I think I'm messing the words up a little bit. That's kind of the gist of it, but that's one I got to work on. There was that one I was talking about from A Cold Mountain. I've already overextended my live. It's kind of bluegrassy, which is why I like it, because I love some bluegrass. But it's if you've ever seen Cold Mountain, there's a scene where the fiddle player and the mandolin player are met by the local militia, the home militia, the bad guys. This was a song that was sung during that scene. I wish my baby was born and sitting on its papa's knee, and me, poor girl, were dead and gone, and the green grass growing on my feet. I ain't ahead, no, never will be, till a sweet apple grows on a sour apple tree. But still I hope the time will come when you and I shall be as one. I remember the next verse. I can't remember the next verse. It's the pressure of doing it live. I wish my love had died and sent her soul to wander free. Then we might meet where ravens fly. Let our poor bodies rest in peace. The owl is a lonely bird. It fills my heart with dread and terror. There's someone's blood there on his wing. Someone's blood there on his feather. 𝙎𝙀𝙄𝙇 cover. Yeah, there you go, Big Blue House. You know what's going down. I do like some 𝙎𝙀𝙄 when he does bluegrass. And I really like the song he does, the version he does of shoot, it's the death song. Donald knows which one I'm talking about, but I can't think of it. What is that death song? And he wasn't the one that wrote it, but he does a good version of it. That's Donald, do you know which one I'm talking about? I can't think of it. Traveling, no. Shoot, I can't think of it. Singing at wakes and stuff, though. Wayfaring Stranger, that's it. I love his version of that song. And I haven't sung that one in forever. I don't even know if I could remember how to sing it. I'm glad I brought the guitar out, because I was worried I wouldn't have anything to talk about, but you guys got me doing both. That's why we're almost 2 hours in here, so I should probably let people go to bed. And then I'll be putting out a video tomorrow on sweet potato pie. Who doesn't like sweet potato pie? If you haven't had it, I had not had it until I met Donald, and I went to Texas, and they fed me sweet potato pie, and I was immediately converted. So the one I cook is sweetened with honey only, no sugar or anything, and it's really good. So that will come out tomorrow. Metal horns. Yeah, I don't know any metal songs on the guitar though. Sorry. I could see me like churning out some Chaos AD or something. Yeah, sweet potato pie is amazing. It is my favorite. Awesome. Well, I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up so that people can get some sleep. I know a lot of other people have to go to work tomorrow. I don't. Tomorrow is my Saturday. So, yeah, sorry I took so long. Thank you for hanging out, Mama. Some Dio, right? Thank you for hanging out, though, you guys. And I will be trying to do a live Sunday with Donald at 11. If not, and it will depend on how much we get done this weekend, I will be here Thursday. So enjoy, you guys. Take care. Thank you. I appreciate that. See ya.